I know that Tip-Top 10, they're already planning on having a small single elimination 64-man bracket for Smash 4, and it really shouldn't, as long as the tournament organizers do their best when it comes to time management and try to make sure they don't have too many events overlap. If anything, make sure to have the players, you know, just play their matches as soon as possible, not let anyone take crazy big breaks in between. I've seen moments where players who enter numerous events, namely like Mutaking, they'll play Melee, and after playing Melee, they'll take a break, not even just straight going into the other game, you know, Brawl or Project M or what have you. So I'd say as long as tournament organizers just are strict and make sure players go from one game to the other and not have any like long gaps where they have to hold up the bracket, we'll be fine. You know, I know as far as all the rules for Smash 4, like customization of moves and Mii's and all sorts of other things, it kind of poses a challenge. But as for now, I think people are trying to keep things, you know, stock, as in like, you know, just default settings, and maybe later on down the line they might incorporate Mii's into play or custom moves. I, for one, I'm a fan of custom moves. But yeah, I think things are going to be pretty cool in the future for Smash 4. It's a challenge though, having an extra game, you know, like to have like Smash Majors have like 64, Melee, Brawl, NPM was a challenge, but having Smash 4 3DS maybe might force tournament organizers to drop a game so that tournaments can run smoother. We'll see what that game might be.
Well, it's always been an issue with Smash Bros. Because you had like multiple iterations of the game constantly at tournaments. You know, you went from 64 to Melee to Brawl to PM now. But we've done a pretty good job, at least the Melee scene has done a good job of having Melee and PM almost constantly side by side. Probably because PM is, you know, not only the newest game so far, if not counting Smash 4, it was also the most Melee-like. We used to have Melee and Brawl tournaments run side by side, but it always had discrepancies. There would always be like time issues because the games had different timings and such. But, you know, we've done it before. I think Melee will definitely, Melee's like, because of the legacy it has and the distance we've made it go, you know, the fact that it's still at EVO and it's still relevant and it's still huge now, Melee is like, will always be there. It'll always be at Melee tournaments, you know what I mean? But people will decide to host like maybe Smash 4 tournaments, Smash 4 only tournaments, PM only tournaments, but I think the medium's gonna be like Melee and Smash 4 right now. Those seem like a pretty good way to do it nowadays because that's where all the players are of just overall.
Smash 4 obviously is gonna like gain a lot of new people, which it will, and that's gonna be good for the scene in general, but I don't think it'll be as much like Brawl where like Melee kind of like got a lot less popular for a while. I think there'll still be a lot of Melee. There's probably going to be more Smash 4 entrants though at the beginning. There's a good chance, but I still think the Melee scene's going to like go strong, and like I don't think it's really going to have a huge effect. And in the long run, I still think Melee will just keep growing.
Well, okay, so Smash 4, it looks like, to me, it looks like the kind of game that it looks fun, but I don't see the same kind of speed and crazy stuff that you can do in Melee. Of course, the game's like not as explored yet, but that's just my general take on it. So I have a feeling that at first it's going to explode for sure, because it's a new Smash game and it just looks awesome. But I think after a while it might start winding down and Melee's going to pick up again. That's just my opinion of what I think. But I also think that a lot of people that come into Smash 4 and start playing as a competitive game, I think it's going to bring a lot of new people to our community. Again, you know, well, Smash community as a whole, but also for Melee.
I think the scene's going to explode. I really think there's going to be such an influx of new players, and probably old players who quit other Smash games because the game is that good, in my opinion, of course. I think it's going to just change the way things are, and it's going to be pretty hyped. It's going to be pretty awesome.